What's happening, guys? My name is Max. Today, we're back for another reaction with Stormzy and Billie Eilish. If you're new here, I'm a communication skills coach, and I react to all different types of people's conversations, presentations, and interviews. I did a video a few months ago on Billie Eilish, reacting to one of her interviews and breaking down her communication skills. This will be my first time really looking at Stormzy. I'm familiar with a few of his songs, but I'm not really familiar with him or his personality. So I'm looking forward to diving in. Guys, do me that favor, hit that subscribe button. Take 1 second to do it. It means a lot. We're on the road to 50,000 subscribers and tons of content. So I appreciate all the love and support so far. Stormzy seems like a dope dude. He seems like a very cool dude. And if you watched my last Billie video, you know I really back Billie. I like her a lot. I find her very authentic, very real.
You ran over and started singing my songs.
I'm not just somebody's daughter, must have been in line.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
You're too hot, she's too hot.
I fucking love when people do this, man. If you have something good to, I feel like I say this every video, but if you have something good to say about someone, say it. Just like Stormzy did at the Brit Awards to Billie. He just went up to her, he's like, I love your music, started singing to her. Hey, if you feel something about someone, tell that person. It means a lot. I love your music. I love what you're doing. I love your hustle on social media. Little things like that go a long way, and people don't hear it enough. And it helps motivate people. So I think it's important to spread your light like that and do what Stormzy did. And just be honest. If you think something good about someone, let that person know, man. I love it.
You really came over and dissected shit. It was so specific, and you really like honed in on certain parts of my songs, and that was so amazing to me because it really showed that you actually gave a shit. It was a very pleasant surprise.
Dude. Billie talks right here about what I talk about all the time. I talk about being specific. I talk about being specific with people. It was so specific, and you really like honed in on certain parts of my songs, and that was so amazing to me because it really showed that you actually gave a shit. It shows to that person that you were paying attention. It shows that you care. It shows that you're listening. So Stormzy and Billie already doing a communication analysis. They don't even need me.
Thank you. And then you put the picture up of us on your Instagram, and I was like, that hard. Yeah. That was it. Yeah, that was it. Yes.
Stormzy's cool, man.
I think it was like the second to last song that we...
Someone hanging out outside my door? All right, if you are, enjoy the show.
I'm not used to that, you know? I'm used to writing about things I used to experience or somebody else experiences or things that I feel and think about other people's lives. There were times I had to like stop and like, I was like, oh my God, I need to take a breath. Like this is a lot for me.
And he just seems like such a sick guy, just such a good listener. Like you can just see it in his body language, in his face. He had a slight tilt in his head when he was listening to Billie. That's a sign of empathy right there. When we do that, when we're listening naturally, where we're speaking to people, slight head tilt, sign of empathy. You see that in a lot of public speakers. They'll do that to convey empathy within their audience. And you can see it in this conversation. Billie really feels like she's being herself here. Now that's how Billie speaks naturally, but when you're having a conversation with someone who's truly listening to you, you're bringing out the best in that person. And just the way Billie emphasizes some of her words.
Writing about things I used to experience or somebody else experiences or things that I feel and think about other people's lives.
Right, that's a really good sign of a speaker. If we're emphasizing every single word the same, we're not letting our audience or the person we're speaking to know when they really need to pay attention or which word is really important. And Billie just naturally is able to express and emphasize the words that she wants to convey to have more meaning.
Yeah, we call that, so rapping is what we call MCing over here, which is like, it's so difficult explaining MCing and grime. But yeah, I was MCing.
A lot of gesturing coming from Stormzy, right? A lot of gesturing. He's signifying to the audience that his point's not finished. He's getting there. So he's using his gestures to convey that.
On SoundCloud when I was 13.
So you made that when you was 13?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I know, it's
That
really
is
crazy.
that is ridiculous.
I don't know, the older I get, the more I'm like so weirded out that I was 13.
Yeah,
and then,
that is mental.
Signed when I was 14.
Mad.
Man.
It gives me the shivers. It's like so weird to me because I felt so old. I was like,
You hear him? Yeah, man, those little things, those little acknowledgements that he's like right in there. He's fully listening to Billie.
and I just so was not. Oh my God.
He's just displaying sign after sign of being really engaged. And that's such a great way of connecting with people. He's not doing it in a manipulative way, but he's doing it in a way that just allows people to feel comfortable, right? There's no better way to get someone to open up if that person can sense that you're genuinely interested in them. And Stormzy's doing that on full display here. My man's killing it with his communication skills. You know, another thing that he did was just acknowledging the fact that she created a song when she was 13.
So you made that when you was 13?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I know, it's
That
really
is
crazy.
that is ridiculous.
So an important communication lesson there, when someone tells you something, instead of just moving on to the next question or beginning to speak about yourself, acknowledge what it is that that person said. And if it's something of substance, if it's something of significance, make sure to acknowledge that in a significant way. Make that person feel heard, man. I think to be a good communicator, the number one thing is to be genuinely curious in other people.
That's not the idea of success that I like. I want to be able to see my mum. I want to be able to spend time with my nephews, and that's my idea of success now. Like balance, balance and time. Yeah. What's your idea of success?
Seems like a very, very grounded individual. Just in that answer, his definition of success, very grounded, very humble. He's got his head on straight, but he keeps his answer short. And then after he answers the question, he doesn't just let it sit. He returns the question and he fires a question back off to Billie.
Balance.
Yeah.
Balance and time. Yeah. What's your idea of success?
He knows how to keep the conversation going. So he's just displaying some real good conversational skills here. My man could host a very successful podcast if he wanted to.
Why can't it just be my art? Why does it have to be everything I do and say and look like and feel and have an opinion on and this and that? It's like, what happened? I just wanted to make music. I didn't want this shit. I'm not a fucking role model. I'm a random girl and I like to sing. Like,
notice how Stormzy, just switching the subject here, is letting her finish her thoughts.
Random girl and I like to sing. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not.
You hear him from time to time just, giving signs of acknowledgement that he's listening, that he's with her, that he understands her, all those little things that he's doing. And he lets her finish. Right? He's not interrupting. He lets her finish on with her thought. He just seems like a guy who's just super at peace with himself. He's good with himself, who doesn't really have a big ego in that way. He doesn't need to get his point in. He doesn't need to come across as cool or smart or enlightened or wise. He's just a dude who's comfortable and happy with where he's at. And as a result, he's able to put himself in the present moment and listen. That's a big part of this too. I feel like I got something on my lip here.
I'm not on social media anymore. I just deleted everything and came off of it.
I would love to do that.
Interesting. Maybe why he's so at peace is because he deleted everything. He deleted social media. Man, I wonder, what do you guys think? Do you think social media is more of a net positive or a net negative?
You're fucking Billie Eilish, like. Do you get what I mean? Like, not like on a gangster one, because the reality of being you is that you're lit in real life. Like, that's what I had to remind myself. Like, in real life, I'm lit.
Yeah.
Like, it's love. It's love. Like you walk into
Self-love. Gotta show yourself love.
I mean, like, so I'm always like, yo, like, just believe the reality of who you are, because the reality of who you are is fucking crazy and it's amazing and it's sick and it's so accomplished and it's so brilliant.
Man, this guy could be like the ultimate life coach. He's given some sound advice. All the social media stuff, that doesn't matter. All the Twitter, Instagram comments, all that shit, that doesn't really matter. What matters is you. You need to remember who you are in real life, a dope-ass person. And the stronger sense we have of who we are, the harder it is for other people's comments to infiltrate us. Because if we're strong and we know us, then you saying that we suck or we're not good, that doesn't impact us because we know what we do is good. He's pumping me up here, people.
This ain't even true. Like, my reality is that I'm a G, like, and I'm sick and all of this. So, yeah, just remember you're fucking Billie Eilish, man. Don't ever, like, do you know what I mean? People, yeah, man, people are trolls and whatnot, like, so, yeah, man.
Love that. Love that. Best advice ever, no doubt. StormzyLifeCoach.com. Come on, man. If you're watching this, Stormzy, get on it. I'm following.
I feel like the best advice that I've ever got, that I've managed to apply to this album, was all we can do as artists is tell our truth. That's all we can do. We can just tell our truth.
Billie's locked in now. Look at the head nod she's got going on, right? A sign that she's really listening. She just felt all that warm, gushy stuff from Stormzy, complimenting her, telling her she's a G. She's feeling good, and she's bringing that energy now while listening to Stormzy. You know, this is such a beautiful conversation, just a naturally beautiful conversation where you've got two really talented artists who just appreciate each other.
So it's like, whoever you are, whoever we was before, whoever we are now, our perspective, what we've been through, our memories, that's what matters, and that's that we ever need, to be fair. Without getting too deep, flipping out, that felt like a bit of a speech, innit? But yeah.
Now, you killed that speech, Stormzy. You killed that speech, Stormzy. Storms, can I call you Storms? You killed that. Man, she's locked in, right? I like how Billie carries herself just from a body language perspective. She's just so natural with it, right? When she's listening, she kind of just gets into her relaxed modes, right? And she's just like, the way she is on camera just is so comfortable. She's so relaxed in her body, right? There's no uptightness about Billie. She's just always super chill with the way she carries herself. I really admire that. It just makes you feel more connected to her.
I
wonder if they've collabed. Have they collabed? That would be a cool collab.
Happier than ever, like, an album is so...
I gotta start listening to some more Stormzy.
My life has been in the last few years and growing up and like changing and getting better, you know, as a person and mentally and creatively and vocally and all the things.
Like, she's just off the cuff. It doesn't seem rehearsed coming from her. And I think that's a lot of the reason why we feel connected to Billie, is because of her authenticity. And I think part of what makes her feel authentic is her off the cuff speaking style, right? It's not rehearsed. When she speaks, she says and like and pauses and speaks very much how we speak on a day-to-day basis. It makes us feel connected to her.
I believe that you are happier than ever, but I also believe that
she does seem happy, doesn't she?
I think oxytocin is one of my favorites. I also love Getting Older. I love Your Power. I love them all so much. Like, I could write a book about every single song because they're so important to me.
That's something I like about Billie too. When she's feeling something about herself, I noticed this in the last reaction that I did with her, she mentions it. And I think that's good. You know, it shows her confidence. She's not shying away and acting humble. No, it's like, hey, if you're proud of something, say it. I think that's a sign of confidence. It's a sign of self-love. And when we're having a conversation with someone and communicating with someone, it's an indicator that, hey, we feel good about ourselves. And we're attracted to people who feel good about themselves. That's just the truth.
Did you think of that beforehand, or is it just something that happens like naturally as the process goes on?
I love that observation. That makes me feel so good, because the biggest...
See how good it feels when you notice that people notice things about you?
Commercially, but to also just be so dedicated to your art and so dedicated to the music and so dedicated...
This is how you give a compliment, people. Make it genuine.
But to also just be so dedicated to your art and so dedicated to the music and so dedicated...
You know, the more genuine it is, the more impact it's gonna have. The more specific it is, the more impact it's gonna have. And he's just keeping it real with her. If you have something good to say, like I said before, you should say it. Look what it's doing for Billie Eilish. Look how much joy it's giving her. Think about how much joy you can give people. And when you give people that joy, man, you'll see it comes in return.
So credit to you, Billie, man. Like, I'm excited for you because
She's like, me, you're the man, you.
Like, and now you get to kind of put your baby out into the world, man. Like, I'm excited for you. But when you reeled off your favorite songs,
turns it right back on her, doesn't even give her a chance to say anything, turns it right back on her. He's making it about her. It's all about you, Billie. It's all about you. That's what the best communicators do. They don't make it about themselves. We want to be around people like Stormzy because he makes it about us. He makes it about the people.
did you keep that in? Because usually I guess the engineer would chop the breaths out, innit? Like,
Yeah. Oh my God, I love you. Oh my God. So
Loves him because he gets her. He asks specific questions that makes it obvious that he understands her craft, he understands her thought process. And when people feel understood like that, man, that feels good. And that's part of why Billie loves our guy Stormzy so much.
you know, this has been amazing to talk to you.
Thank you so much.
I love you and I hope the best for you, and you know.
Thank you so much, Billie. I appreciate that. Keep being a testament for art and for artists, because you're Billie Eilish and you're a fucking G, man. Honestly.
That's sick. That's sick. Mad respect between the two of them. Loved watching that. Guys, if you like this video and you want to see the uncut version of this video, all you need to do is click on my Patreon link below. I provided some more detailed analysis and you can see a much longer portion of my reaction. Other than that, I really appreciate you tuning in. My name is Max. I will catch you soon. Peace.